Um, hello, it's Trekker, and, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I mean, I thought this might happen, I just didn't expect it to happen right now. Yeah, okay. So, a lot of time has passed. As you probably can tell, I had set up a bunch of stuff downstairs, and I created a welding vehicle. I have video footage, but yeah, this vehicle is being sent out to mine some resources. I think it's silver, but it could be gold. I don't remember which. Because I had been setting up some refineries. Now, whoa. I gotta be careful. Well, that's not good. Am I just gonna be sitting here? Am I going to get another time lapse back to back? Alright, I'm back. May as well get it ready to showcase some stuff. Oh geez, this has been out for a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, I'll have to figure out what to do with that later. I wonder... I have build vision, don't I? I thought I had build vision installed. Oh, that's a problem. Alright, so I'm back down here. Okay, so a few things have changed since last episode. One of the noticeable things is this thing, which you may have seen in the time-lapse. It's just a little bit of a worker that welds up steel plate on flat surfaces. I love it a lot. It's actually like one of my favorite things I built. Unfortunately, when I recorded that episode, I just kind of didn't feel like it was up to par with the rest of my stuff, so I couldn't bring myself to edit it. But still, I'm quite happy with how the time lapse turned out. I also have this thing, which I had cladded in armor, and I might have crashed it a little bit off camera, but it's not very noticeable because it's on this flank. There's supposed to be another one of those smaller refineries. Speaking of refineries, this is my refinery array system. So as I am gathering gold, it is refining that and putting those components, the superconductors, into these yield modules, which improves the efficiency of the refineries, that I get a little bit more out of it. I don't think it helps me much with like stuff like iron. Like obviously I'd rather have speed modules for that, but still, what am I producing right now? Yes. It's all the steel plate. It's taking a long time to produce the steel plate right now. How are we for steel plates? Oh, we're only 5.6k. That's not counting whatever is hidden in this, because this thing has its own, like, reserve. Okay, and in that case, then, guess that's everything here that's changed. I still have these massive cargo containers. I don't know how full they are. Let me check. Yeah, they're really full. So I'm going to have to sort this. Because one of the things I definitely want is space to actually work over there, but that means I have to get rid of everything that's adjacent to this. And that also means that I have to move this whole line, which I'll probably wind up doing off camera, and clear out all this equipment. But yeah, I think though maybe where I should start, these batteries are in the way, I can just move them. Let's say about here. So just like that, got everything set up. And now I just need to make a modification for this, but also I forgot to install build vision. I'm going to have to be right back. Let's see. That's it. I forgot to have Rich HUD Master installed. I don't know why I didn't self-install, but I fixed it. Okay, so now, time to make my little modification. So if I go here, I have the magnetic plates from the DLC. I think I skipped over multiple DLC, didn't I? So hit R and that shrinks it. I can just place you here, and I'm just gonna place it right here. Alright. And then I can just probably unlock you. Well, we should turn this on. Alright, so now all I have to do is detach these batteries one by one. There we go. Look at that. We're done. Okay, you can stop. So that takes care of all that. So now I don't have to worry about the batteries in the way now. I can just grind these off, I guess. One of the first things I need to actually remove, that robot arm. I'm going to have to remove these containers, which shouldn't be too big of a deal. They're kind of everywhere. Oh, this one's empty, so I should just grind this right away. I can use it to build the next container. That should take care of that. All I have to do is weld this up just barely functional, and it should finish this for me while I deposit the other stuff. I'm going to move all my ingots, so... Actually, why don't I do this? That takes care of that. I can probably just turn you off for the time being. I'm going to have to reset you. And you are going to be, ingots. Your ore's 0%, so I can grind you down at least. So one of the things I'm going to need to set up will be a bunch of cargo containers that are mounted on top of this. Yeah, I gotta build this one manually, and then I'm piping it up, and I'm going to use a welder in order, like I'm just going to use welder chains to weld the rest of this up. One, two. What number are you? 6, so it's going to be 6, 7, 8. So I got that all set up, so now I'm just going to go to my static grid and turn welder 6 on. Ah, so satisfying. Alright, so that takes care of that. I probably don't need this ugly wire because it's all kind of going through here, so I'll just remove all that. That takes care of all that. I'll grind those down later. For now though, I won't be too bothered by them. So that means now I can, if I actually check these actually, let's see. Yeah, these are all marked ores, but they have varying amounts inside. And by varying amounts, I mean 0 inside. So I need to like fix that. So let's go here, and anything that has ores in the name, I'm just gonna remove. So this should clear out. And wind up being flushed into the other one. It's just going to take a while for the system to recognize I've changed it. You two, I don't need you. This one, also gotta remove ores.
Full.
This is just going to be a lot of me just basically just doing this. Removing ores from the names of these just containers until they empty
Inventory
themselves.
full.
Oh, look at that. It's actually filling.
Inventory full.
Good, good, it's empty. So, this is a thing.
Inventory full.
I couldn't tell for sure if that was going to be empty or not. Last time, like, the inventory manager decided that it still needed to shove stuff in there, even though after I've cleared it, and I wound up wasting a bunch of ice. So, yeah, that happened. I probably still have a bunch of these down here. I can just hook these in and wait, I guess. Like, it's kind of excessive. Seems like every other one is filled. That's probably why the inventory manager runs so slowly. I just am overloaded with ice right now. I need a place to store the ice. I'm also thinking like I need to get rid of this arm and everything.
Inventory full. Low.
Alright, I got the last of this done.
Energy critical.
I'm also thinking I need to turn off all of these oxygen generators and then let these hydrogen engines run through. So that's probably what I'm going to do. So that'll take care of that, and ow, that hurt. Alright, so I'll just recharge real quick, and I'm going to go and start setting up the hole that I need to drill out. That's not good. That's not intended either. Oh, that's not good. Well, poop. I'm going to have to replace this. I'm going to have to replace this. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, that's so annoying. I have to like fix all of this. Alright. That's all fixed. It seems I can't go without blowing stuff up. Yes, like this. I can line like this. I'm going to have you move like this. And then I'm going to stop path recording. I want you close, and I want it to be just barely touching. I'm going to measure this out with blocks. Let's see how many. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can probably reduce that to... I'm going to reduce this to 6, which will make it so that I have 1, 2, 3 here, and then in the center 1, 2, 3, and there's a space in between each. I think that's how I'll do it. Okay, I am back. I just have some things to do. Yep. I have like nothing in my inventory. So I've been working on something. I got a little sidetracked, okay? And I thought, what to do while this thing was going. It has finished its job, by the way, but I'm going to want to set it back on its job because it didn't do a good job paving, as you can clearly see. But I thought, with all the mess that it was making, all the block stuff that was falling and hitting the ground and scrap metal and stuff, that it was bound to be a good idea to have a cleaning robot. It was claying out last time, but I'm questioning if I can just fix that. There is clipping going on. You can kind of see it because of how they vibrate. They're grinding up against this cargo container. So, What the? You have... I don't understand. Okay, I need to be careful here.
Energy critical.
Why? Pistons are going to have a max of 1. That's what it is. That's what's going on. I suppose I could salvage it like this. I've only lost a few blocks. It's just going to be a pain to get it upright, but I will take this. Come on. Batteries. Gotta be creative with batteries. Please be enough that it wants to be upright. Now it wants to be upright. Good. Okay. I've righted it. So now I just gotta take assessment of the damaged parts, which is every part. Look at that. Error. Controller broken or missing. If I recompile you, you're going to give a different error, right? Missing wheels on one or both sides. Yeah. Let's just get rid of this. And once I get it down just right, it should start to tilt. I'd rather it bonk like that. And let's see. That is facing down a bit. I'll probably recompile this. Now it's saying that the controller is not built, which it's fine. Okay, gives it a very slight grade. I don't like this, but I guess I have absolutely no choice, because if I use the previous system, it's just not going to work. So the front is going to obviously swing around a lot, but that's fine. I'll just build this up. And let's do our first test. I'm going to move this to the back.
Low.
Oh, I just realized something with the wheel. Wheel suspension. You probably have its strength increased to max. Yes. Will it pick it up? Please pick it up. There we go, it passed the test. Okay. So I'm going to build a connector for it real quick, and after it's recharged, I'll conduct the actual, guided test. Yep, that's the up-to-date version. Now it says it's controlling, but I know better. It has 3 cargo containers, 1 battery. Battery is currently at 30%. So I'm just going to let that charge, and we can come back to that and deal with, this mess with the program, because I think that would be cool. So yeah, anyway. I think it's about time I go and I resume this, so, that's just going to scrape and spark as it, look at that. Oh my gosh. I like this. Watching it scrape and spark is amazing. That was so satisfying. Just the sparks and everything. Oh my gosh, that was satisfying to watch. All the sparks flying everywhere. I had no choice. I had to time-lapse that. I wanted to boop it, but I guess I'm time-lapsing it. Right, this thing. And I guess I can just turn this one off. So why aren't you advancing? That's probably why. I have a feeling that's doing something weird. There we go. Now according to this, it should be seeking. Which I can't... It is seeking. Oh, that's not quite right. Oh, that's a problem. I didn't think about that. I gotta think about this with the hinge. The hinge should not be engaging in this kind of behavior. Or no, it should be positive 83. Yeah, and it's picking stuff up, which is amazing. Oh my gosh, it is working. It's just for some reason I didn't think to turn this one off and lock it, because that's probably what I should do. Because it's treating it as like a control, and so yeah. Anyway, it's having some difficulty. I mean, it is working. I'll give it that. It's just slow because it's right on top of the mess. But I'm just gonna go and pick up the stuff that I don't want to be, you know, grabbed by it.
Inventory full.
I'll just deposit. I'll just clean up some of it for it. I can let it try to, like, stay on top of it. And it seems like the reverse thing is actually working as I want it to. It might be better if I do it like this. So it's 0.00.0. And then I just can do range, infinity. What? What's going on? Oh, that's why. I will add a yield break in there at the end, but not before return. So that it actually has a chance to, like, do the thing. There we go. Look at it. Well, it's time to activate the next part of the code. So, I'm going to see what happens when I put obstacle avoidance mode on. So I'll add this. The ranges. But when it's going in reverse, it's causing issues, I'm noticing. But then it's doing this forever. I don't know what's going on with pathfinding. It's clear I gotta just disable it for now. So I'm just going to reset the timer, and I will fix that, the pathfinding off camera. I'm just gonna turn you off. Alright, that was a successful little test. I'm just going to have you not show on HUD anymore because I'm going to have to do that later when I'm doing experiments. So yeah. So now I have like this fully clear area that I can work off of. Do I need to repair that? No. So I'm going to go and weld this up actually. Okay. That should take care of that. That probably burned through a lot of our iron plate. Didn't it? Nope, we got extra. Alright, this line should be about finished. I just need to worry about this whole mechanism here. I don't think I meant for it to turn out like this, but it's fine. Alright. So I just gotta keep up this regimen, and it should be fine. That should be all of the ice. Safely stowed somewhere where it can no longer serve any kind of, or it's no longer any kind of like threat. Oh my gosh, I had so much ice in my system, it filled all of these card containers. Ugh. So ice will go in these as a last resort. Okay, that's good. How are we doing for ore? We got a bit of iron. Okay, that's fine. So now I gotta think about lighting. Look at that. Nice and bright. Got a decent amount of light there. I might cut out some of the lighting just to kind of make it a little bit more uniform. I don't know. Probably could simplify it, but have like lights there and then lights on that end. Yeah. So I have 6 total of these, so that's 6 whole arrays. It goes a little bit into the wall, but that's fine. I can actually manually drill out some extra space if I need it. So I will probably have 5 arrays. I'm not sure. But first things first, probably would be a good idea to, since I'm not actively pulling any draw anymore, if I just take these O2 generators and I'm just gonna do this. I'm going to waste some ice, but this is going to force these to run through their charge. And then I'll just remove these as they run out of fuel. And that's how I'm going to do that. And we're going to use this industrial tank because I like the way it looks. And I think I'm just going to put it just exactly across from it. And each individual tank can just have an individual connection to its own cargo bay. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to curve like that, and then I'm going to use a welder to actually make the final connection, because I think that's probably fair that I should use welders to actually connect in. Alright, just got a couple more of these to go. Oh geez. Are we out of parts? Alright, that's pretty satisfying, but seems like... Yeah, it seems like we just ran through all of our parts. Oh geez. These should be filling up though. If I check. Yeah, these two have absorbed all of that, so I can probably turn those off. We can stop stockpiling, and I can finally remove this, which has been plaguing me for so long. Come on, that's the reason why I'm doing this. The more I disassemble here, the faster I can build back there. The builds for a little bit each time. That also reduces the cost. There we go. That should be a whole other one of these. How are you doing? Oh yep. It's definitely slow. That will take care of all of those. And to save on lag, I'm going to just take all these welders. I don't need them anymore. This is basically all auto-constructed. I'll do a little visual inspection. None of them are active. So now I have a ton of storage. So now I just need to produce stuff. Unlike the power side, I'm pretty certain the ratio had actually been updated. So these things only need one per. Thinking I can probably be clever and save myself a ton of time by putting welders in this area. Actually, something has occurred to me. No, yes, something has indeed occurred to me. So I build these two things. Then it should build the rest. Okay, I think I got this. Something's occurred to me actually. Before I do this, I kind of want this to be a tank. That should take care of that. Now I got a little bit of oxygen too. Now I just gotta build these up. This simplifies things so much. Okay, once this block is done, it should all start welding up. Jeez, that is so convoluted. Yeah, look at this. It's all working. This whole array is working.
Energy critical.
I'm guessing none of these are started. Yeah, it's going to take a while. Looks like these things got all the parts, thankfully. They're just taking a while. So how many of these do I have? So I have 5 of those that are free, and then every other engine has a dedicated thing. But right now they're just filling these tanks. And they're doing it at a what rate? And that's gonna start all of these engines. And listen to that purr.
No energy.
I'm out of energy, but I don't care. I have successfully built a new power plant. Thinking I'm going to just have these match, actually. And I think I'm just gonna... I'm just going to reset the pathing. And look at that. Got my new power situation set up. Alright, so now that I've dealt with power, I can finally work on what I really wanted to work on today, which would be the lift. However, that's going to have to be next episode. Because there's no way. There's just no way. I'm sorry. There's no way I'm going to be able to pull that off. I can get a little bit of prep work done in between episodes. Probably just getting rid of these containers. And I guess I'm also going to experiment around with this this robot, which I might actually plug into this somehow. It'll be kind of convoluted, but I can do it. It'll look kind of ugly because I'll probably have to wrap it around this. Or actually I could just use this. Yeah, I could just use that. And I can just have this be how it receives all the materials. I can just use like a thing that like always pulls. Yeah, that's basically all I have for today though, so I'll see you next time. Goodbye.